violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, cyberspace? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
A hit-and-run crash killed a 7-year-old girl. Right now, Clayton County police are working to find the driver. Channel 2's Brian Mims is live this morning in Jonesboro, near where this child was hit along Terra Boulevard. Brian, police say this happened at 2 in the morning.
That's right, and Clayton County police are they say they are desperately seeking help from the public. At this point, they really don't have any leads. As you mentioned, this...
Wow. So we got a hit and run that killed a 7-year-old girl, and nobody saw nothing.
Happened between about 2:15 and 2:30 this morning here on the northbound lanes of Terra Boulevard, where I'm standing at Southside Commercial Parkway. When officers arrived, they found a 7-year-old girl, 7 years old, who had been killed in a hit-and-run collision. Now, police have not released her name or given us any details about the circumstances. For example, was she with an adult? Was she by herself? At this point, we don't know. The Clayton County Specialized Traffic Accident Reconstruction Team responded to the accident scene, and police are even appealing to the driver, saying you may not realize you hit someone. So they are appealing to the public and to the driver to come forward with any information. Again, this happened between 2:15 and 2:30, where a 7-year-old girl was hit and killed in a hit and run.
Sheesh.
Reporting live in Clayton County, Brian Mims, Channel 2 Action News, Sunday AM.
Still a mystery as to why that child was out there at 2 in the morning. We know Brian's going to...
Right, and that's crazy. You got a 7-year-old girl in the streets, 2 a.m. Sisters, come get your kids.
Stay on this story. We'll bring you any new details we learned this morning here on Channel 2 Action News this morning, also at WSBTV.com.
Right now, police are pleading for the public's help finding out what happened to a 7-year-old girl. This morning, someone hit her and then drove away, leaving her to die in the middle of the street. 11 Alive's Karis Belger, she joins us now in Jonesboro on Terra Boulevard, where this all happened. And Karis, what can you tell us so far?
It really is a sad story, Ariana, and we're just still trying to learn what exactly happened. Police do tell us right before we came on air, this happened early in the morning, a little after 2 a.m. I'm going to step out just so you can see what we're looking at here. It was at the intersection of Terra Boulevard and Southside Commercial Parkway, and it's a very busy road, and when you turn into the road, there are several businesses here, including a car wash, there's a restaurant, and there's also some motels and other things that are nearby here. So what police have been able to confirm for us is that the child was hit by a car between 2:15 and 2:30 a.m. They say when they were called to the scene, the child was already dead.
Wow.
Right now, they are just trying to work out who is responsible and figure out what exactly happened. Right, we are working to get some more details as well, but anyone with any information is asked to contact.
And this is just crazy. And I know, you know, you hit something, maybe you didn't see that you hit something, or maybe they did see. But I think that any responsible driver would stop, call the police themselves. Obviously, the girl was hit at an intersection, so it wasn't like she was at a crosswalk or anything. So it's just a tragic situation. Just goes to show there are a lot of negligent parents out here. Whose child is this? We don't even know. But it's absolutely ridiculous why this kid was just out here alone, 2 a.m. It makes no sense.
The police. I will stay on this story throughout the morning, and I will bring you any updates that I learn.
Thank you so much, Karis. And once again, as she mentioned, if you know anything, if you saw anything, be sure to reach out to police.
breaking right now. A child is dead and their killer is still on the run
Chico.
this morning. Our CBS 46's Madeline Montgomery is live in Clayton County. We want to get straight out to you. Madeline, what are you learning right now from the scene? You said that someone hit the child and then took off?
That's right, and it's just a really sad and confusing situation. So you can see where I'm standing here. I'm on Terra Boulevard and Southside Commercial, and over here there's really not a whole lot. It's very industrial. There's a Hooters, there's a graveyard, there's just really a lot of industrial things. It's actually a commercial park right here into the Southside Commercial area, and so it's confusing as to how a 7-year-old ended up here in the middle of the night. Police are saying they got the call around 2 in the morning that there had been a hit and run, and they found a dead 7-year-old over here on the road. They shut down the road for a little bit. It's clearly back open now, but again, it's just really confusing as to why a child would have been out here at that time to begin with. But Clayton County Police are asking anyone who was in this area last night, so between 1 and 2:30, if you were driving in this area, make sure to contact the police. They're asking that because you may have seen something and not even realized it. Maybe you can point out what color car you saw in this area, how many cars were in this area, or police are even saying that whoever did this may not have even realized that they hit the child. It's really dark over here, and they just might not have even known what they'd done. But they, again, are asking anyone who is driving in this area overnight to make sure and reach out to them. And so that's the Clayton County Police Department, and they have a number. It's 404-577-TIPS. That's 404-577-TIPS. That'd be Crime Stoppers, and so it is anonymous if you do want to call, or you can just reach out directly to their traffic unit. Reporting live out here in Jonesboro, I'm Madeline Montgomery, CBS 46 News.
Just heartbreaking for that family, right?
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this son violence in the streets. I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
All right, guys, so I did want to bring you this story here. More corruption coming out, being revealed, being uncovered on Black Lives Matter. We have another leader siphoning money from the organization. So all you guys who donated to Black Lives Matter, you should have egg on your face right now because you are an absolute fool and you fell for probably one of the largest rackets in human history. I mean, this Black Lives Matter scandal is probably a bigger scandal than Enron. I would say. So let's get into it. Black Lives Matter leader accused of siphoning off $10 million. And this is just one guy. The leader of National Black Lives Matter group has been accused of stealing more than $10 million from the charities, donors. Black Lives Matter Grassroots, a nonprofit group that represented local BLM chapters across the country, accused the BLM Global Network Foundation and its board secretary, Shalomyah Bowers, in a lawsuit Thursday of fraudulently siphoning off $10 million in fees to Bowers' consulting firm. The lawsuit, which was filed in Los Angeles Superior Court, says Bowers treated the BLM Global Network Foundation as his personal piggy bank and has acted as a rogue administrator and middleman turned usurper. I mean, how do they even have access to the funds is crazy to me. The BLM Global Network Foundation represents the national BLM movement and was the entity that received over $90 million in the wake of George Floyd's police killing in the summer of 2020. Bowers is a close associate of BLM founder Patrisse Cullors, who resigned from the BLM Global Network Foundation in May 2021 amid scrutiny of her personal real estate purchases. So she put that money straight into real estate. We don't know what he did with that. Shalomyah did with that money. The lawsuit was announced Thursday at a press conference hosted by BLM Los Angeles co-founder Melina Abdullah, who accused Bowers of shutting her and other leaders out of social media accounts in March. I mean, this dude is, he straight finessed them. And it just goes to show that, unfortunately, when it comes to the community, you know, we're just not, it looks like we're not doing the right thing with money. I told you guys about the corruption that was happening in New Orleans with that former juvenile center director who, you know, basically used the local funds for his own benefit, then shortly after resigned. But Abdullah estimates that the BLM Global Network Foundation's financial accounts hold in the region of $100 million. She accused the board of directors of engaging in self-dealing, enriching themselves off of the backs of people who put their blood, sweat, and tears into this movement. The lawsuit accuses Bowers of leading the foundation into multiple investigations by the Internal Revenue Service and various state attorney generals, blazing a path of irreparable harm to BLM in less than 18 months, according to the Los Angeles Times. And honestly, I think that he is just being scapegoated. I think a lot more people were involved in this corruption, especially when it comes to the finances. But I mean, people made donations and they couldn't see it was a scam and they moved off of emotion and all y'all got finessed. And I'm sitting back, everybody on my channel, we're sitting back laughing at you guys who lost your money. I don't feel bad for y'all. The investigations referenced in the lawsuit are a direct result of Washington Examiner reporting earlier this year, which laid bare its shocking lack of financial transparency. The BLM Global Network Foundation is like a giant ghost ship full of treasure drifting in the night with no captain, no discernible crew, and no clear direction. And that's exactly how they wanted it. That's exactly how they wanted it. Charity Watch Executive Director Lori Styron previously told the Washington Examiner in January. BLM co-founder, charity transparency laws are triggering. The lawsuit adds that the BLM Global Network Foundation has recently locked out of funds, recently has been locked out of funds held on its behalf by the Tides Foundation, which served as the charity's fiscal sponsor during the second half of 2020. The BLM Global Network Foundation reported earlier this year that the Tides remained in control of over $26 million of BLM's funds as of the end of 2021. Bowers demanded the Tides relinquish all the funds to the BLM Global Network Foundation in a May 4th email, the lawsuit says. But on June 29th, Tides informed the BLM Global Network Foundation that it would pause future distributions from the fund due to the charity's failure to file documents on time, as well as questioning surrounding its purchase of a $6 million mansion in Los Angeles in October 2020 with the donor funds. Tides has not returned numerous inquiries from the Washington Examiner about the status of its partnership with the BLM Global Network Foundation. Bowers and the BLM Global Network Foundation denied all claims of financial misconduct, telling the Los Angeles Times in a statement they would rather take the same steps of our white oppressors and utilize the criminal legal system, which is propped up by white supremacy, the same system that they say they want to dismantle to solve movement disputes. Wow. I mean, this is absolutely insane. They're still using the systematic oppression and white people as the excuse of why they ran off with $10 million of hard-earned money that was supposed to go to a movement that should have furthered the lives of African Americans in this country, but instead they just used it for their own personal gain. And there's a special place in hell for these people, especially since they're trying to skirt accountability and blame their actions on the boogeyman, which is the white man. A statement posted to the homepage of the blacklivesmatter.com added that the allegations are slanderous and devoid of reality. Bowers is one of the 3 board members of the BLM Global Network Foundation. Bowers and Colors were business partners before Bowers was hired to work at the BLM Global Network Foundation in 2020 in fundraising capacity. He served as treasurer for numerous organizations run by colors, including Reform LA Jails and BLM PAC or BLM PAC. The BLM Global Network Foundation's other two board members, Cicely Gay and Dezane Parker, also share close ties with colors, the Washington Examiner previously reported. Gay and Parker joined the BLM Global Network Foundation board in April. Gay's company, The Amplifiers, received $53,000 from Reform LA Jails for consulting services in 2019 campaign filing show. So that's what they're doing. They're just getting consulting fees and like it's a racket. And Parker earned $20,500 as a leader organization for Reform LA Jails in 2019, the filings reveals. Colors left the BLM Global Network Foundation without a leader after she resigned in May 2021 amid scrutiny of her personal real estate purchases, in particular a $6 million Los Angeles mansion. Earlier this year, she said she gets triggered whenever she hears the term IRS Form 990, the document charities are required to file to the public every year disclosing their financial activities. Wow. And this is a bombshell story. Obviously, the media is not going to report on it like that. But it just goes to show that, you know, here's the lawsuit too, which will, I'll as a matter of fact, I'll go live on this and we'll read the whole lawsuit. It's sad to say, but we are not good at leading, organizing, or doing the right thing when it comes to managing finances as a whole. Now, there are some individuals who are doing a great job and whatnot, but I think there was just too much power in the hands of these super gremlins, right? And they took advantage of the people who donated to the BLM movement, who actually believed in the movement, which is, you know, strange on why you would believe in this movement when they have shown that all they are looking for is chaos and anarchy and pushing socialism and devoiding the United States and the West in general of family values and pushing LGBT agendas and whatnot. That is what BLM is about. That's what they represent. And also stealing money from, donators who really care for black people. And a lot of these donators were gliders, and they really care for black people, and they really want to see us prosper, but we're shooting ourselves in the foot, mismanaging funds, killing each other, and you still have like the old white ladies on the corner, you know, with the BLM signs, still saying, oh, we need equal representation and we need to change this country and we need diversity. And it's like, no. all diversity leads to is corrupt leaders. This is what it shows, unfortunately. These super embezzling gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.